Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well today. So in today's video, you guys can read by the title. Okay, I really want to talk about this topic, even though yes, in yesterday's stream, I did in fact cover this topic of pretty much Vitalik Buterin. Why did he send over 600 Ethereum, pretty much $1 million, $1 million worth of Ethereum to Coinbase? So for today's video, I really want to cover more of that, okay, of that topic of why Vitalik Buterin decided to do that, right? And of course, I want to give you guys a little update what's happening with Bitcoin, even though yes, I already gave you guys an update on what happened with Bitcoin earlier this morning. Not much movements, okay? I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. You guys can clearly see Bitcoin right now. If we go to the 1 hour time frame, it's still consolidating at $26,000. Okay, so ever since we had that drop for Bitcoin, you guys clearly see that Bitcoin has no momentum ever since then, right? Same with pretty much the entire cryptocurrency market. You guys clearly see today, just like yesterday, not much movement at all. Even though yes, the market today is slightly down 0.17%, but overall, altcoins, including Bitcoin, are not really moving today. But there is in fact a fair few charts that I do in fact want to show you guys for Bitcoin, and then we will start talking more about why Vitalik Buterin decided to send over $1 million worth of Ethereum to Coinbase. So let's start with this, guys. Okay, so we know we are in fact about to enter the next bull market. Okay, we really are, guys. Bitcoin right now is sitting at $26,000. Understand that we are in fact in the pre-halving event. Okay, we know the halving is literally right around the corner. It's going to happen next year in April, and we know every single time, guys, okay, every single time we have a halving for Bitcoin, that is where Bitcoin tends to pump the most. Okay, so you guys clearly see right now, this is where we are right now. Okay, and you guys clearly see it's sort of forming the same patterns as we saw back in previous years. You guys clearly see in 2012, 2013, 2016, 2019, and 2020. We were in fact forming this very, very slow uptrend, okay, very slow, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin did in fact have a massive pump up to the upside. So we will potentially see this happen for Bitcoin, and we will, okay. How do I know this? Is because obviously the halving, right? Once the halving actually happens, that is when the real bull run will in fact happen for Bitcoin. Okay, so right now we're pretty much in recovery mode. We saw Bitcoin reach a low of $15,000, and right now Bitcoin's obviously forming a new pattern up to the upside, slowly recovering to the top, right? So it's pretty much all us from here, but of course, guys, along the way we're going to see Bitcoin have some pullbacks, and that's exactly what we are in fact seeing right now for Bitcoin, right? We know a couple of days ago Bitcoin did in fact have a massive drop. Same with other altcoins. Okay, pretty much the entire crypto market did in fact have a sudden drop as well. But I understand, long term in the next few years, of course 2024 and especially 2025, we're going to see some massive pumps for Bitcoin and altcoins. Please understand this, guys. The next bull market is literally right around the corner. Okay, so please understand this. Now, this is pretty interesting, right? I really wanted to show you guys this, okay, because it's actually pretty interesting. So we know MicroStrategy has in fact been accumulating Bitcoin ever since pretty much 2020. Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly read this out to you guys. Says here, MicroStrategy struggled for 20 years to grow their market cap above $2 billion, right? Then they adopted Bitcoin Standard. Within 6 months, their market cap was nearly $10 billion, and after 3 years, it rests at $4.6 billion, right? So it's obviously gone down a little bit because obviously Bitcoin has been dropping, but eventually, this will pump back up, don't you worry. But imagine when other companies figure out that Bitcoin is a cheat code, and this is very, very true, right? Very, very true. Okay, so I feel like, since MicroStrategy is accumulating a lot of Bitcoin, and obviously, for the past few years, few decades, right? 2 decades, 20 years, they have in fact been struggling to grow their market cap, and ever since they have adopted Bitcoin, that has simply changed for them, right? So Michael Saylor is obviously a very, very smart man. Okay, we know that. And yeah, they have in fact been adopting, Bitcoin ever since, 2020. So it's been pretty much 3 years. So that's absolutely amazing to see for MicroStrategy, and of course Michael Saylor, because he's obviously the CEO of MicroStrategy. We know MicroStrategy is obviously the biggest company out there that is in fact holding the largest amount of Bitcoins. I believe right now, as I'm filming this video, they're holding an estimated amount of over 150,000 Bitcoins, which is absolutely insane, guys. Okay, absolutely insane. I know for a fact they are in fact accumulating more Bitcoin, in the next upcoming, few years. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep going, guys. Okay, we know how bullish Marco Saylor is. So that's looking pretty good, you know what I mean? And I found this pretty interesting, and I just really wanted to, show you guys, that this is actually really, really interesting once you actually, adopt Bitcoin, right? And it really is a cheat code. Okay, it really, really is. But yes, you guys could see, okay, I've talked about this a fair few times. Okay, so it says here the entire world is fighting over the last 7% of Bitcoin still to be mined. So we know we have already mined over 19 million. I'm not sure how many Bitcoins we have in fact been mined. Let's have a look actually. Circulating supply right now, 19.4 million, almost coming up to 19.5 million. So you guys clearly see that we have already mined over 19 million Bitcoins. Okay, so we are left with pretty much 1.5. Okay, I'm just make it easy here. Pretty much an estimate of about 1.5 million more Bitcoins to be mined, and a lot of people out there are in fact saying that the last Bitcoin is going to be mined in the year 2140, which is over 100 years from now, right? So you guys understand, every single time, guys, we have the halving, right, for Bitcoin, every time we have this halving event, which happens pretty much every 4 years, right? You guys understand the mining get cut in half, right? Pretty much, the rewards for mining gets pretty much cut in half every single time. That's why it's called, the Bitcoin halving. Okay, so the mining rewards gets cut in half, and it's going to be it takes more time to mine Bitcoins and whatnot, right? The mining rewards and whatnot. Okay, so we all know that. So you guys have to understand, okay, that it's going to be harder and harder to accumulate more Bitcoin. Like, this is why the price will eventually keep rising, guys. Okay, please understand this. Not everyone out there can own, a single Bitcoin, right? I talked about that a fair few times as well. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins. That is it. No more, no less. That is it, guys, right? We know that. And there's like over 8 billion people that live on Earth. So just think about that, right? So clearly there's just not enough Bitcoins to go around for everyone. Now, yes, if you guys are in fact watching this video, you can own, a small percentage of Satoshis, okay? They're called Satoshis, okay? So you guys clearly see, right? You can literally just invest, a couple of dollars into Bitcoin, a couple of thousands of dollars into Bitcoin. You don't have to, invest a whole, whatever Bitcoin is worth. The funny thing is, guys, when I first started investing into, Bitcoin, I thought to myself, right, like I need to invest, let's just say, for example, $26,000 to invest into Bitcoin. But no, guys, that is not the case. You can literally invest as little as $1. Okay, literally as little as $1. $10, $20, $50, $100. Right? It doesn't have to be, tens and thousands of dollars, guys, to invest into Bitcoin. Please understand this, guys. Right? So it's just funny, when I first started investing into Bitcoin, I thought to myself, I had to invest a large amount of money to, buy Bitcoin, but that wasn't the case. Okay, I didn't know you could literally just invest as little as $1, right? But you can. Okay, so you can hold, a fair few Satoshis. Okay, and people out there are saying, right, that you don't need to hold one full Bitcoin, and that's, I totally agree with them. You know what I mean? You don't have to have one full Bitcoin, guys. You can literally hold, 0.01 worth of Bitcoin, 0.1 worth of the Bitcoin, right? Even half of a Bitcoin, 0.5, right? You don't have to hold one full Bitcoin, because I know, guys, it's sort of hard, right, to accumulate one full coin. But understand, guys, it's going to be so much harder to accumulate one full coin, right, in the next upcoming few years, because the prices are obviously just going to keep rising. So imagine that, right? Imagine trying to accumulate when Bitcoin, imagine trying to accumulate one full coin when Bitcoin is at $100,000. So let's just say, for an example, compared to where it is now at 26K. It's going to be easier now compared to 100K, right? But, if you can't hold one full Bitcoin, it's okay to hold, a fair few Satoshis. 1 Satoshis, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, and of course 100 million equals one Bitcoin, one full Bitcoin, right? So that's that, guys. Okay, now let's get into today's topic, right, of today's video. Why did Vitalik Buterin, okay, send $1 million worth of Ethereum to Coinbase? Okay, why did he do this? Now, I did in fact say that I did in fact talk about this topic in yesterday's stream. So if you guys haven't seen yesterday's stream, you should definitely check it out. But I'm gonna talk about more about this because it's pretty interesting. You know what I mean? Why is Vitalik Buterin, right, sending 600 Ethereum, okay, to Coinbase, which is $1 million worth of Ethereum, right? Why? Okay, is he selling it? Okay, and understand, guys, that who knows? This could be an old wallet, because if you guys actually look here, okay, here's the transaction history, okay, and you guys clearly see right here, the amount of Ethereum, and you guys clearly see it's exactly pretty much 600 on the dot, and you guys clearly see it's pretty much at $1 million USD amount, okay, $1 million, okay. So why did Vitalik Buterin do this? Why did he send it to Coinbase? And I actually want to show you guys this video by Coindesk, and I like everyone that's here in this panel, okay, but I really want you guys to focus on Wendy, okay. So I like everyone's perspective here on their own take on why did Vitalik Buterin send $1 million worth of Ethereum to Coinbase. But I really want you guys to listen to what she has to say, which is her right here. Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Wendy is. She's a great, crypto YouTuber, and influencer, I guess. So I really want you guys to hear her perspective on this take on why Vitalik Buterin decided to, send $1 million worth of Ethereum to Coinbase. So just hear this out.
Wendy?
Literally $1 million. It's really not a lot of money, especially when you're looking at crypto whale wallets. Like, there's so many people that are moving around a lot more capital that are loaning it out, doing things. I also want to reference a story from CoinDesk back in May 17th of 2021. Vitalik burns $6 billion in SHIB tokens, says he doesn't want the power. So Vitalik has kind of been infamous of doing different things with his funds and wallets that have been tracked. So I don't think it's necessarily a big deal that he moved 1 million of ETH worth to Coinbase. I think if it was going to be a very, very large amount, it probably would be done OTC. But maybe he just wanted maybe he wanted to bridge the funds over to Base or to Friendtech. Who knows?
Yeah. So it has to be one of those reasons, right? Like, Vitalik Buterin has to be doing something with that amount of money that he's transferring to Coinbase, right? So that's a good take. And I really do believe that is, maybe the possibility on why Vitalik Buterin decided to send, that amount of money into Coinbase, right? And that amount of, obviously, ETH, right? 600 ETH. So I think Wendy, I'm not saying like she's 100% right, but out of everyone, I think her perspective is just on point, right? But that's that, guys. So that is my take, guys. I think that is why maybe, who actually really knows? No one actually knows why Vitalik Buterin is sending, $1 million worth of Ethereum to Coinbase, right? No one actually 100% really knows. Okay, everyone's just making assumptions here, right? And I don't want to make any assumptions as well, but it has to do with something. Okay, it has to do with something. And yeah, she's right. $1 million worth of Ethereum is honestly not that much. There's a lot more whales, doing way more than that, right? With different wallets and whatnot. Okay, so that's that. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. I really do appreciate that. And I catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.